Well, welcome everyone. I just talked to some of the existing trustees, the College Council trustees, and if you're interested in continuing and you have your term has expired, please get in touch with me. We've spoken a little bit to a couple of you. I'm very interested in getting everybody reappointed and getting the dates, so we can move forward. I don't want all these expired positions. So if you'd like to talk with me, personally, please just give me a call. My number is in the book. So just let me know. I know that the president is going to talk about our strategic plan has been printed, has been submitted to the chancellor, to SUNY system. I read it. I think it's a great, it's not a long thing, but it's got all the ingredients for success. So I'm very pleased that we have this completed. I'm sure that the president's going to go over it in more detail. I also I hope that everyone gets all of the reports from Joe Abraham and Wayne and everyone about all that's going on here. I know we're going to hear about that also from Wole, because there's a lot going on at SUNY Poly, and we're going to have a very busy summer. And there's going to be a lot of activity here on campus. And I'm just happy to say that there's a lot of activity on campus right now today. So it's a big difference from the past. So I'm very pleased. I also want to encourage any of you who would like to come to graduation to the program. You're more than welcome. That is a right that you have as a college council member. I will be at the graduations, but we will need to know ahead of time because you'll get the robes, right? Yes, okay. So please let Dan know whether you're interested. We are in the process of I know I'm probably repeating a lot of what the president is going to talk about, but it's good. We have a lot of searches going on, and I think some of them will be coming to an end soon. So we will eliminate the interim and the acting titles after everybody, or before everybody's name, and we will have an executive group working alongside you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be great. So with that all said, does anybody have any comments or would like to say anything before we do the approval of the meeting minutes?
Roanne, this is Keith.
Yes.
Can you just let me know when I can give a quick briefing on what Dr. Joe and I have done, and to give her accolades and the provost office as well?
Okay. Why don't you do that right now before we do? Oh, no, wait a minute. Let's do the approval of the minutes, and then I'll let you do it, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. You've received the minutes of February 14th. They've been enclosed with your email. Can I have a motion to accept that?
So moved.
Okay. Second. Who said it online? It's Keith?
Darlene.
Oh, Darlene. Okay. So it was Bill Thixton and Darlene. All those in favor of approving the College Council meeting minutes for February 2024, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? The meeting minutes have been approved. Okay, so I'm going to pass it on to our president.
Thank you, Rowan,
Yep.
and thanks, everyone. It's really a pleasure for me to say a few words to the College Council about the progress we've made in the last few months. And it's been a tremendous team effort, as you'll see from the presentation. So I would say 6 months ago when I came, there were two things that I committed to. One was a plan for the first 100 days, and the other was to build on the work that had been done by Andy and the team on the strategic plan. And I have to say that conceptually, a lot of the framework had been put in place, and I was very comfortable with every aspect of what was done. And so what we basically did was to reduce these to a smaller number of things that I can remember.
It's great.
And but I decided
Me too.
that number, by the way, is 3. But because of the ambitious nature of our team, I'm now encouraged to increase my memory capacity to 4 things. But basically, we have 4 pillars on which we're trying to build the future. One of these is the support of our students and their success. So we always list that first because in many ways we must always remind ourselves that our students are our North Star, and how we support them and their success is the key to our success as an institution. The other was to sort of get out of this mode where we're the best kept secret in the Northeast and actually start getting the word out about just what we are and building external partnerships that reinforce that, especially with industry, labs, and government where appropriate. The third really is to look at how we just continuously improve our campus infrastructure and just make sure that we're cutting edge in the areas that we need to be, but also make sure that the maintenance that's needed to ensure our long-term sustainability is invested in. And then the last is to invest in academic excellence. But that's not just investing in professors and researchers, it's also investing in the staff and their continuous improvement, as well as professional development in a way that ensures that we can really support our students and our goals as an institution. And so we've taken this, and the details of what we're going to do are summarized in this document. Part of the motivation for keeping it short is that I know how many of other documents that have made it to my filing system and never been read, right? Whereas hopefully this is short enough and clear enough such that anyone that reads this can really understand it. Now, the way it's designed, by the way, if you open it up like this, you can sort of see what we're going to try to do. Now, if you turn it upside down, you notice in the middle, it shows a picture of the Mohawk Valley. And as we elevate our impact, what we're hoping to do is to raise all tides, right? And elevate the whole community around us in the Mohawk Valley. And how will we do this is by doing what's our core business, which it turns out is what the community needs from us, especially at this time. And it also reinforces some ideas in terms of our mission, vision, and our values. And those are important to kind of crystallize, especially, when people talk about change, it has to be built around certain core values that we've identified. So aspects such as community empathy, gratitude, inclusion, innovation, kindness, and respect are highlighted along with accountability. So it was actually, I think, a great effort to distill all these concepts out and to crystallize them in a clear document that gives us a basis from which we can grow. So I want to use this opportunity to thank everybody that worked on this. It was truly a team effort, and we appreciate the outcome of this. And I think Wayne's team also want to thank you for the way in which your team came and took the ideas of a frustrated artist that can't draw and translated them into a beautiful looking document that captures the essence of the ideas. Now, having now produced this document, what we're now trying to do is to think about how do we implement? And in my mind, I think there are a couple of ways that one can think of this. You can think of this as a big strategic plan of how we want to play in the big league, right, and drive something major. But then you have to have tactical plays that, when you execute, really allow us to have winning moves in ways that enable us to scale. And then you have to care about operational details to implement well with clear milestones. And it takes all sorts of DNA to do that, much of which we have within SUNY Poly. And we have people, and I described this in an earlier talk, who in many ways are a pain in the ass because they care about all the details, they get things done on time, they are very efficient and effective. So we're trying to identify a few of those. We'll be more flowery in how we describe them. But seriously speaking, people who are good at operations, right, who really manage organizations and goals. And so we're putting a group of 9 to 12 of these folks in an implementation team task force. And we're also using this as a way of seeking out folks that maybe haven't been identified before in terms of their potential for leadership and driving of the organization. And they will be looking at the sort of actions, budget, metrics, and evaluating our success as we go along on a 5-year journey. So this is where we are on this. We're hoping to convene that implementation task force by May, so fairly soon. And that group will begin its work, and it will engage the leaders of the university who manage the different divisions in a way that will allow us to track our progress and work collectively as a team. Now, in terms of research funding, we're happy to report that we have received, as you know, some $2.7 million to invest in research. And so we're now in the process of funding seed grants. I believe we'll be announcing 10 or 11 of these seed grants in the next couple of weeks that will fund groups of a few PIs who are developing ideas that can scale. And so this is, of course, thanks to the investments from the SUNY system that have enabled us to do this year. We're hoping to fund perhaps another 6 or 7 of these programs in the fall, which will give some of the programs that weren't funded in this round the opportunity to improve and repitch again in a way that will enable us to continue to build in this direction. In addition to that, we are awaiting official word from the ESD grant proposals, where we basically have submitted requests of up to $10.5 million. I believe a part of that is about $4 million to support the creation of a semiconductor processing to packaging lab. So this is going to build on an infrastructure that we're building at the Danfoss Labs, where we're basically taking some ground floor space with 4 clean rooms and really creating an industry-focused research and workforce development activity that will leverage those resources. And so not only will we have money to put the infrastructure in place, but we'll have money to do some workforce training, and we'll have money to also do some world-class research in a way that is critical to our success in this area. So really looking forward to seeing all this happen between now and the end of the year. Now, so one of the key opportunities we have is to now say, okay, once you start setting up these small or medium-scale research groups, how do you then transition from small and medium to large? And so one of the most effective ways that I have found in the last 7 years of doing this is to work with a business development group. And so this group is called Command Strategies. And thanks to the support of the foundation, we're able to support our membership of this. What they basically do is to bring together groups of universities and companies with a potential between them to create translational and transformational types of technologies. And so in this case, Command Strategies focuses on DoD type activities, and they've identified 4 initial programs that they think that we can anchor or support to success. So the first 2 of these are worth $20 million each. SUNY Poly is the lead on the first one, basically using AI and foundational models to develop strong tools for the warfighter. And the second one is for the U.S. Navy that basically uses a number of sort of non-destructive inspection methods to study defects or identify defects in naval structures that are aging, and then to use additive manufacturing methods to repair those structures, and then train with AR, VR, sort of virtual reality kind of approaches, all sorts of untrained initial folks to be able to manage those within sort of the environment of a naval operations. So each of those brings $10 million potentially to us, and we have partners such as the University of Houston and other sort of well-established partners that have other senators and Congress people they can bring into a collaboration to basically drive this through the House and through the Senate. And then there are 2 other areas where we're not the prime, but we get, I think it's $3 million each in each, where other people lead. And so the leads in these efforts include Northeastern University, which is a university that has close connections to some of our PIs. And we're basically bringing together our groups in interactive media and game design, cybersecurity, and AI into collaborations that will basically spawn these other activities. And so with the kind of team effort that we're hoping to have here, we're going to be going to Washington, D.C. actually tomorrow, and going to talk to representatives or staff members of our senators and House to really drive this forward. So we're going to be meeting with Congressman Brandon Williams of the 22nd District and the staff of Senator Schumer and Senator Gillibrand in an effort to really build the support that we need to achieve these goals. With any luck, hopefully, we'll have a yield in this effort by next year, which will begin to kick up our research funding from small to medium. And I call this medium because Heather Hage is now defining a different idea of large. So this, if you add up everything here, it might be 30 to 40 million. Heather's defining a $500 million goal for the ecosystem. So this is medium. By most scales, this is significant.
Right.
So it's great to see us being in a position to play here. I want to thank the foundation board for listening to this and considering this carefully and giving us their support. And I think exercising really good due diligence in the process that led to that support. And then beyond that, we have capital projects that are underway. The construction work has already started on the campus center. And those of you that have been around will notice that there were some folks drilling across the regions around the campus center. And what they were drilling were geothermal wells that are being put in place as part of an effort to have more sustainable energy approaches. That repair work is also going to repair the spaces in the campus center, introduce some new classroom spaces, and I think just make the building more sustainable in different ways. So that work has started, will go on, I think, for the next year and a half, and is being managed very carefully by Mary Ellen and the facilities team. And then as you go through campus, of course, we see evidence of wear and tear on the roads, the infrastructure. So again, construction projects are beginning this summer, which will include the repair of these kinds of infrastructure and address some of our sort of wireless and electrical power needs in our infrastructure. And so these upgrades are being made as part of the capital projects that have been approved. Mary Ellen, do you want to say a few words perhaps about where we are with some of these projects?
Yeah, so. Mary Ellen, click on the mic so they can hear you remotely, please. We'll switch that back. Thank you.
So you mentioned the biggest one, which is the campus center. That's almost a total rehabilitation. The only thing staying is the dining hall and the wellness center. Everything else will be completely gutted and redone. The roadways you talked about will be new roads, sidewalks, and lighting in those areas. New lighting to repair the lighting in front of Kinsella in that bus circle that's been without lights for a couple of years now. So that will be done as well. We have finished a study of the library. We'll be getting design for a new roof for the library, as well as repairs to the infrastructure of the library where leaking is happening. We're almost done with the design for Kinsella for the Wilcox wing and that wing of Kinsella. And we're going to be starting a design for the interior of the library and what we might do there. And then, of course, the Donovan will be a pretty big project with the $44 million plus the money that we were already going to invest in that building. So that's going to end up being like a $75 million project.
You're going to redesign the interior of the library to allocate different space types?
So, like most libraries across the country, people don't need as many books as they once did. So we're weeding out the books that we have. The first floor of the library will be mostly used for student success, things like the academic advising, the tutoring, EOP, C-STEP, those programs. And then also we'll get some classrooms in that space. That will help us with some surge, give us some additional, especially computer classrooms that we will need as we do some of these other projects.
You're not eliminating all books, though, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Just some.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that report, Mariel.
Thanks. Now, in terms of our community, we're doing a number of things to sort of really promote a vibrant and vibrant campus community. And so one of the things that happened just a few weeks ago was the Chamber of Commerce decided to have an event here on our campus that brought about 200 folks to campus. And I have to say it was really a great thrill to see many of those folks here and to also discover that probably 20% of them have SUNY Poly connections. Mm-hmm. As these interactions have continued and we've engaged the business community, we actually find that a number of those alums want to do things to support us. And so in a recent discussion with two of them, the idea of developing a business center came up. And that excited everyone, which I never imagined, but everybody got thrilled with this idea of really building a state-of-the-art business center, and they volunteered to form a group to look at how we can raise money with a significant number of our alums that are excited about this to bring that to fruition. And so this is just one of the examples of how opening up just brings us more opportunities to our campus. And then another event that sort of happened is a solar eclipse watch party. And I have to say, this is again another idea that came from an alum. And so Andrea Lagara came to me and said, there's an alum that thinks we should have a solar watch party. And I've never been in any such thing. so I had no clue. But anyway, this alum did come and anonymously donated money to make sure it would happen and paid for all the glasses that we used to watch the eclipse. Initially, I didn't think I needed the eclipse, but two of our professors who gave public lectures explained what would happen to you if you looked directly at the sun. And they weren't very, they didn't mince their words. They basically said you'll go blind. So I think most of us chose to use those glasses and watch the...
Well, actually, you could see it better. I mean...
Yeah, you could. It really,
Right.
it was...
It does.
They worked really well.
I had a watch party too, and we had a good time.
Yeah. we had a good time too, but it doesn't sound as though we had as good a time.
You probably
But you could see.
But it
from-
looks like you were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great, and I think Professor Boylan and Leon
Yes.
gave a really nice public lecture that brought the idea of what was going on with the eclipse sort of down to earth, and talked a little bit about the historical context of things. That was really great for the campus, and families came, folks came from outside of the campus. It was really a great day for community at SUNY Poly. And then beyond that, we've also had a spring career fair, which is designed not only for our own SUNY Poly students, but also for alums and students from other institutions. So this year we had 82 employers take part, and they gave internships and job offers to a number of our participants. 371 attendees, really good energy at this event. And this is also great work by Mike Badalado and his team in career services. This year we've promoted Mike to give him the extra responsibility of internships and co-ops. And so we're hoping to increase those opportunities for our students as that effort gathers momentum. Now, beyond that, we've been trying to stimulate interest in research by the organization of Next Frontiers speaker series. And Andy Russell has been leading this effort. And Andy, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the idea is to feature speakers who are excel in their own technical fields, but also have reputations for driving collaboration with researchers around the world, as well as academic programs that get students involved and have a visible and easily measurable societal impact. And so we were pleased to have President Sobiejo be the first speaker to really model the things that he's accomplished and to tell the campus a little bit more about that side of himself and his night and weekend passion in the labs. Carter Strickland is SUNY's Director of Sustainability and gave a wonderful lecture that connects to a lot of the stuff that we're doing on campus in civil engineering and sustainability. And Wally can say a little bit about our next speaker, Ange Nizu, right?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ange Nizu is a member of the French Academy. He's a highly distinguished professor from University of Albi Toulouse in France, and one of the most cited researchers in his time. His work is on the carbon economy. He works on new ways of sequestering carbon and new ways of discovering value-added approaches to using carbon. So he is currently a visiting professor at Princeton, and we were glad when he accepted to come and give one of our lectures, especially with the focus on sustainability and how you begin to prepare for the carbon economy of the future. So he will be presenting here on Friday, and we're really inviting as many people as we can to be part of the event. And so the idea is to continue this as a way of engaging folks in our different areas of interdisciplinary collaboration, to see what really interdisciplinary research on a larger scale can be, and hopefully to also allow these folks, when they visit us, to talk to our own groups and share with them their own experiences in a way that will inform what we do locally in these kinds of efforts. And then also happening on our campus this summer is the sort of Spotlight series, and this is an effort that's come out of Andre Legata's group, and with the hiring of Bill Dunstan, really we're now in a position to bring some hopefully greater excitement to our campus. So when I first came to the campus for my first interview, I was worried that I was in the wrong place, because the
So
quiet,
did I.
the quiet was so quiet. The campus was so quiet, and I thought there would be summer students buzzing around after COVID, and then I was told they were all online, and so that was, and there was just a lot of quiet, and so. Upon arrival, we all came together and started saying, what do we need to bring really a lot of life back to campus? And the idea is to bring the community back to campus, bring people for their summer camps, bring people for the robotics competitions, drone competitions. There's some people who want to learn how to cook. There's some people who want to learn how to do their finances. Just a whole range of activities on campus that bring life back to campus. And so we're so excited to see the efforts that have been made to make that possible. So most of you, if you live in the Oneida, Herkimer, and Madison counties, should have received one of our
I
cards.
Did everybody receive theirs? For those of you who are online, did you receive your postcard? Hello?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. So we basically sent out 143,000 of these cards to mailboxes across the region. And we're seeing an initial response from folks wanting to take part in these activities. And so we have 32 plus events that include athletic events, that include robotics, drones, and all sorts of areas that hopefully interest a wide range of folks in coming to play on our campus. And so those efforts will start in June, I think. Do you want to say a few words, Andrea?
Sure. I just would like to thank Bill Dustin, who's new to SUNY Poly. He's been with us for a couple months now, and when he really has hit the ground running since his first day here on campus in putting all of this programming together for our community, which has been great. We've had a nice response so far, and we look forward to, everyone helping us to share this exciting news and programming. So if you want to take some extra postcards, we'd love to share them with you or get them out to you so that you can leave them in your place of business or certainly share them with friends and family.
So also happening is a STEM Expo where we're collaborating with Utica School District to enable exposure of 7th graders to new pathways. And so this is an event that's going to happen at the Wildcat Field House on May the 9th and 10th. But it's part of a broader engagement of the whole Utica schools or the whole BOCES for this environment. And so thanks to connections to Patricia Kilburn and by Michelle Kilburn, we have now secured this opportunity to reach all of the schools all the superintendents, all the counselors in our region. And it's truly amazing because it's put us in a position where we're now working to really reach out to all those schools and really bring ourselves into real relationships with the counselors, with the superintendents, in a way that will allow us to reach every student in the region. So it's very
And
exciting.
that is because she's at what BOCES, Michelle? Okay. Okay. Because they don't all belong to the same BOCES, so we need to make sure that we get all the students. Yeah, okay, great.
So there's a significant effort.
That's great.
No, it's really tremendous. So we're going to be meeting with the planning team in May, and we also have some structured events that go through the fall to really fully engage the schools. What we want to do is to bring them here, get them to discover what we have here, and hopefully fall in love with the place as they come and do different activities on our campus. And we want the superintendents, the counselors, to have all the information, working with our enrollment team, to really give them a sense of what's possible as part of a proactive effort. Now, as I look around the room, I can see that there are at least a number of folks that were around when Muhammad Ali was still fighting, and George Foreman and Joe Frazier were also fighting. And so in those days, I was a kid in Africa growing up when there was this fight between Ali and Foreman in the 1970s. Everybody across the whole world stayed up to watch this fight. I think was it Rumble in the Jungle?
Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah. And Ali talked it up so much and psychologically defeated Foreman. Because nobody could physically defeat Foreman at that time. But so just as they had the Rumble in the Jungle, we have the Rumble in the Valley. And so this is our plan for bringing back robotics to our campus, to our region. And really thanks again to the effort of Andrea and the K-12 team that's really been assembled. Plans are underway to do this. We're connecting to all the 32 FIRST robotics teams in the state of New York, so they will be convening here for 2 days of competition in June. And we're hoping to bring 1,000+ visitors to campus to be part of this. And we're also hoping that when they come to campus, we'll show them around and get our enrollment team to connect to them so that they can see the opportunities we offer. One thing I'm promising to handwrite on the cards is the difference in tuition between SUNY Poly and a lot of the other private schools that offer
Correct.
robotics and these kind of programs. And I'm not going to say anything else afterwards, but but I think really connecting to this group is an opportunity to connect to the future of STEM in our region. In terms of recruitment, there's been a lot of effort that's gone into recruiting top students and top talent. And quite honestly, just being able to work with the team here has really given me great respect for our different teams that are really working hard to recruit top talent here to SUNY Poly. So just in the last few months, we've had 3 accepted student days where our team really works hard to bring the accepted students here to experience our campus environment. And so we've had 417 students register for these events, and 360 students attended, which is a great outcome for this kind of activity. And 524 parents and guests participated in these activities. And I have to say our team is truly amazing, just a team of great professionals. And I got to see this not just from the lenses of a faculty member, president, but also from the lenses of a parent. And so it turns out that my third son has decided to come to SUNY Poly. And I want to tell you a little bit about him, just to give you a sense of the kind of students that come here. So my third son, I think, is probably the brightest of my four sons, but he was bullied in high school. And so when it was time to go to college, he said, look, I'm not ready to go to a four-year college. I want to go to a community college. And before then, his mom was always very upset because he spent so much time playing video games. And she actually wanted to take away all his computers so that he could be a more conventional kind of guy. And so I said to her, look, if you take away all these computers and one day he becomes famous in the whole video gaming thing, we will be the bad guys. So in the end, decided to leave this. He actually decided that he was really interested in this and started learning how to program and how to do the art. And today, by the way, he's making money doing this. And then he went to the community college, he built back his confidence, got good grades, and then started doing his research as to which places do game design, both art and programming. I actually discovered that SUNY Poly does it. And so it's interesting to see how these things then connect to him coming. And by the way, he made his decision to come here, not because we convinced him, it was his decision. And I'm sure if we had tried to interfere, he would have gone somewhere else.
That's,
So it's interesting. So we came basically with the lenses of parents and really were impressed.
so are you going to tell us who's with you in the picture?
In the picture there, that's my wife, Morenike, and she often says she has 5 kids in the house. And so you can guess who the 5th person is. And I often tell her we've turned her into a boy. But basically, so we came as parents and we were really impressed by how we were received and how we were managed by the enrollment team, and how they managed everybody else. It was truly a great example of just how our teamwork really helps us achieve our goals. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Jen and her team, and also the folks, under Andy, that really worked hard to make the event. We actually went in to try to make our deposit. I was told that my son had already paid the deposit when we got there.
Wow.
And then beyond that, we're working hard to market transfer, and this is becoming more apparent to anybody that drives within an hour or two of here, where you can see the billboards going up in different places, from Albany to Syracuse and Utica. I have to say I'm tickled when I see those.
I love them.
Yeah.
And I'm not crazy about billboards, but I do like the fact that we have them up.
Yeah, we have them up.
Have you all seen them? Has anybody? Not? Yep, yep.
And so more and more people are getting to hear about us, and I think this is great. We've also had some recent television presence and radio presence, and I think there's just this sense of a growing presence in our community that I believe we can capture into enrollment and more engagement at different levels. And then beyond the billboards, we're also engaging digital ads running on different platforms, Meta, Snapchat, Google, TikTok. I have to confess that I'm still learning how to spell some of these things, but I know that they must be good for us, right? So we're appealing to all students who use all these different ways of communicating in a way that I think will yield even greater outcomes. And then we're doing this, by the way, with the Path to Poly, which is an effort that's been developed with great input from Wayne Westervelt, Wayne, I don't know if you want to say a few words about this.
Thank you, President. The one thing I will share is that this integrated marketing approach is something, certainly my background, it's near and dear to me. But when we got the funding for the Path to Poly and got a small amount of marketing dollars, the team and I, and certainly with partnership with the deans and with enrollment, it wasn't enough. Just, given the time we're in, the excitement, the momentum for SUNY Poly, so the decision was made, we're going to market Path to Poly, but certainly given our Pillar 2, growing the brand, and the timing of everything, we just knew that we wanted it to be more of an integrated approach that would serve to promote this Path to Poly concept in partnership with our top community college feeders, but also really impact the yield, impact the enrollment, and impact the brand and reputation of SUNY Poly. So it's integrated, it's inclusive in its approach. The President mentioned Albany, Syracuse, Utica, Herkimer. So it's no surprise we focused in on those community college markets, but we're also pressing really hard on the brand in those markets as well. So, and the digital ads, they extend far beyond the region and the state. There's a considerable effort in the New York markets on the digital marketing side. So I think we're hitting on all cylinders and on all fronts in this marketing campaign. And I mentioned we're working with the deans, with the enrollment staff, and a shout out to my team, from design, Mike DeChico, Joe's here on the media side, Michelle George has been a tremendous asset here. I'm probably leaving some folks out, but a really inclusive effort. So thank you for asking.
Well done. It was very well done. Thank you.
You bet. More to come. More to come. We know we have the 24-25 search campaign and yield campaign, so this is just the start of the exposure for SUNY Poly.
And in terms of personnel, we've made good progress with the searches for senior leadership, the provost, the vice president of student affairs, the deans. I believe the last candidate for provost is on campus today.
He left. I'm sure he left now. He had a 6 o'clock flight.
So we've gone through those, and we're hoping to make a decision in the next few weeks. The VP for Student Affairs, that interview process is ongoing. We're down to the last 3, and we're hoping to make a decision on that within the next month. In terms of the dean searches, we actually had 3 of them: engineering, health sciences, and business. The health sciences, we've made an offer. The engineering, we're finishing the interview process, and we will hopefully make an offer soon. And then the College of Business, we did interview candidates, but after consultation with the faculty and looking at our strategic goals, we decided not to make an offer and to have the current interim dean, Rafael Romero, continue his leadership with the support of his faculty until such time that we can really find the quality of dean that they're looking for. The key thing here apparently is because we're an AACSB accredited business school, it's particularly important to bring in a dean that has had success at that level. And the concern is that, especially at the time when we're going through AACSB accreditation that's not yet granted, if we bring in somebody with an AABSB accreditation background as opposed to an AACSB accreditation background, we will significantly reduce our chances of success. And so in the end,
So business is going back to the
business is
drawing
going
board.
back to the drawing board. We hope to redo this next year and get a better result. Provost will be appointed this year, and the deans of engineering and health sciences will also be appointed this year. The K through 12 coordinator, I think, it depends on. Sorry?
It's in process.
Is also in process, and so we're nearing the stages of sort of saying that most of these are successful except for the business dean, which we delay until next year.
Okay.
Rafael Romero, by the way, has done a great job in standing in for the business school. And so want to assure you that we're in good hands there
Yes,
for the moment.
yes, he has.
And then a lot of new members of our campus community. And so want to give credit to Michelle Kilburn there for the work she's done in taking over this area, which is a challenging area. I never cease to marvel when I get my one-on-ones and I look at some of the things we have to go through. But all of these folks have been brought on, some really great members of our community.
So this, excuse me, President, during the summer, you were looking for a director of facilities, right? Weren't you? Did you find one? Sorry.
We failed that search, and we're currently revisiting that and what we want to do there.
Okay. So that's why you're doing it.
Well, we have a great interim.
Yes.
Sean Ireland, who was the
Oh,
assistant
okay.
director, is the interim director of facilities at this,
Okay.
at this time.
Okay.
So many of these positions are being filled. We're also keeping our eyes on the money.
Right.
And so, as you could imagine, this has a major impact on our cash flow. And so all of these are being modeled by Mary Ellen and her team to make sure that we're
So were these all vacant, or were they just, they needed to be, we lost people to retirement or lost people to other places? What?
It's a combination. The majority of them are backfills for individuals that either retired or resigned.
Because that's a lot of people.
Yeah, and this is just from the beginning of January, this list, so.
And we currently we're holding about 24 vacancies, and we are looking at a more aggressive recruiting campaign similar to what Wayne has done in terms of his marketing campaign. We're looking at geofencing, increasing our ad campaign with Indeed and Meta and LinkedIn so we can generate some new momentum, especially with the faculty searches that are going to be coming down the pike to us pretty quickly here as well.
Yeah, Michelle, I'm glad you mentioned that because I failed to reference someone very important when I was shouting out some names earlier, and I just wanted to point out Sarah Furlong is our Director of University Marketing and Communications. She's been instrumental in a lot of the things you're seeing and hearing, and certainly working with Michelle and HR on how we can raise the bar in terms of visibility from an employee standpoint. So, you know, I hope you all notice this is the benefit of having a Director of Marketing and Communications present and visible on our site here in Utica, where in the past that position was housed out of Albany. So I think we've seen a lot of advancement just by having a person here, and Sarah's been doing a great job.
Thank you.
And as the president articulated, I'm working very closely with Mary Ellen in minding the dollars and cents attached to this and making sure that we're approaching this in the most strategic way possible and getting approvals and putting those checks and balances in place so we don't overstaff as well.
I bet Mary Ellen will never let you overspend.
We can try.
You can try.
Right.
But I really,
We do, and we do.
so
okay. Oh,
And then-
oh, we have more.
So in addition to that, it's also time to say goodbye to some of the staff that have really made very significant contributions to SUNY Poly. Many of you know Valerie Fusco. She is our data guru at SUNY Poly. She's the one that's really compiled a lot of the data that's informing our decision-making as we go forward. She will be retiring. I have to confess that I did everything I could to convince her, but it looks to me that I couldn't compete with her grandchildren and her family. So we wish her well, along with Sue Kaimak. both of whom have been very dedicated staff. In terms of college news, in all our 4 colleges, our professors and staff are doing great things. Lauren Andrus, who's a biophysicist, has been doing some nice work, and she had a chance to present her work at the Wynn Hospital as part of a Mohawk Valley Health Systems faculty development series. And then Robert Edgel and Rafael Romero have been mentoring a really strong SUNY Poly team in the business plan competition for New York. They've done really well, and I think this is all part of a concerted effort to build business and entrepreneurship within our student body. In the College of Engineering, we've had teams take part in sort of projects to develop systems for the disabled, as well as projects to sort of produce human-powered vehicle designs. And so these 2 teams are just shown here to illustrate the kinds of activities that are going on in engineering. And in our College of Health Sciences, we've been sort of grown, and we're now one of the top 100 schools in terms of ranking within the sort of best nursing schools in the U.S. News and World Report. That's a big deal, given that you have quite a few hundred of these colleges across the country. It's good to see us inching up the rankings and being appreciated. So all in all, I think the different colleges are doing well and prospering. In terms of the next sets of things to look forward to, in the next 2 weeks or so, we're looking forward to graduating over 800 students at our next graduation ceremony. We're also excited to welcome this year's 2 speakers. For the graduation of the College of Engineering, Heather Hage will be the commencement speaker. Heather is known to all of us, and so we're all thrilled to see that she will be speaking. And then the students had nominated community advocate Reverend Mike Ballman, who's I'd known to some of folks here. Mike is doing great work in the community, helping in so many different ways. And again, we're thrilled to recognize his work by honoring him in this way. And it's great to see the range of degrees that we'll be awarding. 490 bachelor's degrees, 312 master's degrees, which is significant, to 802 certificates, and computer science still remains our largest program with 59 graduates, and that's with them trying to not recruit as many students as they can. And so it just shows just the tremendous potential we have to grow as an institution. And so we're looking forward to this. And then lastly, I'm also looking forward to the inauguration, which I hope will be a chance for us all to come together. This year, inauguration will be on the 13th of September, and it will be held just before Alumni Weekend, which will be 14th and 15th. And I don't know if, Andre, you want to say a few words about Alumni Weekend before we conclude.
So just quickly, I would say that we're very much looking forward to homecoming weekend. It's really a nice opportunity to bring alumni back to campus for a number of reasons. We'll have athletic events that they'll participate in, and we've got a lot of nice ideas and programming in place that will involve Wally throughout that weekend. So thank you.
Thanks.
We're all looking forward to it. That's great. And I hope some of our college council members will save the date and be in attendance, please.
And we look forward to welcoming all of you to that event, and it should be a fun weekend as well. And so with that, I want to thank all of you, and it's kind of interesting. So for me, I've been here 6 months, and it sort of feels almost like 6 days. It's gone by very quickly.
Has it
But-
been 6 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm still enjoying it, and one thing I've come to appreciate is that we really have the best team in the world. So really want to thank our team for a great effort, and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, President. I forgot Keith Levitino wanted to make a comment about a program that he's working with between the district that he represents as well as Dr. Joe, right?
Yeah, can I go ahead really quick?
Yes, you can, Keith.
So
Thank you.
Thank you, Roanne. So following our president's lead about bringing high school students to campus, I reached out to Dr. Joe, and as usual, she did a great job. And what we have going on is on May 30th, a little over a month, we're going to have a program to acquaint 8th grade students with college campuses and possible career paths. The title is Career Exploration at SUNY Poly. A total of 188 graders are coming, both from Little Falls City School District and the Herkimer Central School District, which we're really excited about. And the students are going to be divided in four smaller groups and rotated through 4 different venues: robotic lab, 3D printing, nursing health activity, social science activity, and field house to talk with one of our coaches. All students are going to get bags and packets of information. The nursing session will involve first aid and blood pressure. Social science will involve guided imagery exercises with biodots and a short video on how psychologists might use biofeedback to help our patients learn to walk. The best part of this whole story is one snag we ran into was lunch. And we were going to bring our lunches, but per policy, which we totally understand, outside lunch could not be brought on campus. So to make this work, Dr. Joe initially volunteered to pay for 180 students' lunches. I begged her not to do this. We would find a way, but she insisted. However, as time went on, I want to personally thank the provost office because they are picking up the bill to feed all of these students. So we're hoping for a great day, and we're hoping to see some of you there. But I think it's accomplishing our president's goal of getting kids of all ages, now middle school, not just high school, to campus. So thank you for listening.
And thank you, Keith, for your energy in getting that done and all that you're doing for the students of your school district, too. That's great.
Thank you.
Any comments? Wayne, do you want to say something?
No, thank you, Keith. I mean, I think this just builds on what the president said earlier, and that is our goal to go beyond just the Utica City School District, really look far out into our region where we can attract future students to understand the opportunities they have here at SUNY Poly. So thank you. I echo what Roanne said. Your energy, you and I have been talking about this since I joined the institution, so it's exciting. I'll reach out to Dr. Joe and offer up any help that I can provide and my team can provide. So look forward to working with you on it.
Great, thank you. She's just so helpful and wonderful. We have so many partnerships with her that it's just great things. Great things are happening.
Thank you, Keith. Okay. Dr. Russell, do you want to give us Middle States and reaccreditation update, please?
Yeah, I can likewise be quick. So the team is, the key word is teamwork, I think, as we've kept hearing. Middle States Commission on Higher Education reaccreditation is one of the most important things that the campus can do, and it really takes a lot of people to get it done. Even all teams have stars, and the star that I want to highlight is Carly Phipps, who, as Interim Dean of Arts and Sciences, has really been driving this process and keeping it on the rails. So the draft of the self-study is going well. There's different committees, there's 7 standards working at different speeds, and Ron Sarner, I know, is here from Faculty Governance, and he's been amongst the leaders. So kudos to Ron for keeping his committee's work on track. The draft of the committee reports will be finished by the end of May. We'll do some editing and smoothing over the summer with a full draft of the self-study ready for the end of the summer for wider feedback in August. Also want to call out Valerie Fusco. We heard about her retirement from President Sobiejo. She's been really instrumental in pulling together the mounds and mounds of data and evidence needed to support our self-study, and even as she's preparing to retire, has been a model professional in organizing the data and access to it in our shared drive so that the rest of the team can pick up the effort. I'm also proud that thanks to Adam McLean's work with faculty governance that we have created a draft of the faculty handbook. We haven't had an approved faculty handbook in some time. Ron might know it might be close to 20 years now, certainly 10. So that, again, is a big group effort, one of the classic cases where the perfect is the enemy of the good. And so I think we've got a good faculty handbook. There's no such thing as a perfect faculty handbook. So pleased that that's moving. It's now being circulated for comment amongst the faculty, who will vote to approve it at the faculty assembly meeting in May. So just to finish out the milestones for Middle State self-study, the self-study draft will be finished over the summer. It will be submitted to the team chair from Middle States in October. In December 2024, the Middle States team chair will visit campus, and then the visiting team will come at a date still to be determined in the spring. I know the participation of the College Council is very important to Middle State, so I'll be sure to communicate with this group about that. And our reaccreditation determination will be made by Middle States sometime in summer 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that update. Anybody have any questions? Okay, hearing none. Dr. Ron Sarner. Dr. Sarner, thank you for pitch hitting here.
Yeah, this is my second tour, right?
Right,
Because,
yep,
yeah.
it's your second tour.
Right, because Adam is teaching, and the vice president of our group is also teaching at 4 o'clock, and I think they looked around the committee chairs and said, who's not teaching at 4 o'clock? Andy kind of stole my thunder here. All I was trying to talk about was the faculty handbook, which I think has been the bane of the existence of the last 3 or 4 provosts. My best guess is the last time that underwent a complete redraft was 2012, and that will be the major activity in faculty governance for the remainder of this academic year. It's a major item on our agenda. Just as a really brief aside, because I know you want to get done, the fire marshal was through the building a few weeks ago, and a lot of us have. I mean, this is my 35th year in the same office, right? Got a lot of stuff, and then want some stuff taken care of and removed. And doing the cleaning, Sherry Stito will love this. I came across a picture of a SUNY day more than 2 decades ago, I'm going to guess, where we visited her in her office.
Oh, thank you.
And, yeah, so I'll leave it at that. I think Andy covered really the things that faculty are engaged in right now.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Sarner. Thank you for being here for us. Our student representative update will be given by Bailey Wadsworth. I want to welcome Bailey. Nick is signing off, I guess. He'll be graduating in May, and we welcome you, Bailey.
Well, thank you very much.
Introduce yourself. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Absolutely. So hello, everybody. My name is Bailey Wadsworth. I am the current student government president, Wildcat Events Board president, and student assistant for the Center for Student Involvement. In my past, I've served as an orientation intern, orientation advisor, student ambassador for the admissions office, and a photographer for the Genesis Group. So I've been around a little bit.
And Bailey was very active during the presidential search. She was around campus quite a bit during the presidential search. So we want to thank you for that, too.
Of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And, you know, on my academic side, I also am a third-year student, but I will be graduating in just a few weeks. Very excited about that. I'm serving, thank you, I appreciate it. I am graduating as a business major, so I'm very excited.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. So I'm here to give a couple updates from the students. I would, like most of us, I'll try to keep this as short as possible. We want to give you all.
Yes, please, we want to hear about it.
So here's some updates from the students. Let's see if I can get this to work. Absolutely. Perfect. Okay. So we'll start with some updates from our student government. So our elections have concluded for the fall. Our current president and vice president are going to be graduating. So we have our president-elect. Her name is Bela Totino. She is an incoming junior mechanical engineering technology student, and she served as a senator for 2 years. Our vice president-elect, his name is Zach Reynolds. He is an incoming graduate student majoring in information systems, who's been the director of public relations for 1 year and the chair for the club funding board for 1 year as well. We're really excited about the diverse group of students that we have coming in for the year. And this is the first time we've actually had a graduate student since I've been here, so it's been at least 5 years that I know of. So we're really excited to get some new perspectives from the students. Some more updates. So we hosted an event this past semester called Sex Rules, which was a workshop that we hosted to talk to students all about everything from consent to sexual health. So we had bingo as well as a contracted performer come in to give us a little bit of an update and talk to students about the health of our campus in a very different way, which we had nearly 100 students attend, and they all seemed to really like the event, so we were really pleased with that. The Student Center Pub has been renamed and refurbished as the Student Center Late Night Lounge. It's been previously known as a few different things, and we're really happy to finally give it a new home and a new space and name. Recently, we installed 4 new changing tables in gender-inclusive restrooms to increase accessibility and inclusivity. We noticed a few students were having some struggles on campus, and we, of course, wanted to help with that, so we were really happy to be able to help them with that. We also installed 2 new water bottle refill stations in the Student Center to ensure that all students had access to drinking water so that they were staying healthy and happy on campus. We recently also had the creation of the Wildcat Esports Arena in Kinsella Hall to ensure all students have access to our programming and our teams. In the past, any student that doesn't have the PCs required to play, they were unable to participate. So starting in the fall, we're really happy that any student is able to participate in our teams regardless of the capabilities that their gaming machines or computers might have. Webb has also traveled to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to attend the 2024 NACA Live Conference, which is the National Association for Campus Activities, for those that might not know. So they all had a blast. Some other updates. This weekend, actually tomorrow morning, our team will be leaving. We're going to the SUNY Student Assembly Conference in Queensbury, New York, to vote this year on who is going to be the student representative for the Board of Trustees. So I'm very happy to be the representative for SUNY Poly this year. We've also created our Poly in a Pinch wellness vending machine, so we'll have any over-the-counter medications available to students outside of wellness center hours. We're really happy and really excited about this. It'll have everything from Neosporin and Band-Aids to Aleve and Benadryl. So we're very excited about that. We also have the 2024 class gift project, which we have been working very closely with Andrea and the foundation. It's being shipped to us right now. So this is going to be installed near the bridge to the campus center, the new one. So we're really excited to give SUNY Poly a little bit more branding on campus.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
That's it right there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yep. Yeah. So that's it in the shop and what it looks like in progress. So we're really excited to see it in person. We're really hoping that it's going to be installed before commencement so that you all can see it as well. Moving on, we also have our Wildcat Events board on campus. So here are some of the events that we've been able to host this semester. Free Ski Friday, we gave away over 400 tickets to serve over 200 students. So that was a huge turnout, of course, throughout the entire semester. We bus our students to Woods Valley, so that's a great partnership for us.
Great.
We also hosted a Super Bowl watch party in collaboration with Res Life, which hosted over 100 students that they all came to hang out and watch the Super Bowl together, creating a great community. Our Holy Festival, which was last week, I believe, we had nearly 100 students come and learn about the culture, and it was a great time. Anti-Valentine's Day, which is a fan favorite on campus, we had nearly 175 students show up and eat great food and play Mario Kart. Casino night. Last semester, we had about 250 students. And as soon as this meeting is done, it's actually being transformed into casino night because it's tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're hoping
We better
to-
get out of here then.
Oh, no, you're fine. But this casino night, we're anticipating about 350 students. So,
Wow.
Yeah, big jump, but that's our goal. We also hosted an event this year, which was a huge hit. We hosted Black History Month rap battles. Very different, but a lot of students said it was probably one of their favorite ways to learn about key people in Black history. So we had nearly 175 students again for that one as well. We also hosted free tickets and gave away free tickets to Gay Air Trampoline Park. So that was another big one. We had about 75 students, but it was also the day before Easter, so a lot of students were home to celebrate, but the ones who were on campus clearly enjoyed it.
Great.
And then you might not be able to see it, but underneath this, we also did 4 free movie showings for all of our students at the Rome Movie Theater, so supporting our local businesses as well.
Great.
So, we had a great opportunity, great programming this semester. Some upcoming campus activities and events. Apocalypse Week, we are right in the middle of it. We're super excited. Monday night, we hosted a hypnotist. Yesterday, we hosted a comedian. Tonight's casino night. Tomorrow night, we have a glow-in-the-dark roller skating and axe throwing for our event Late Night at Poly. Friday is the multicultural fashion show, and Saturday is Carnival Day. So we're very, very excited about that. So far, we have hosted about 300 students between our grab and goes and our contracted performance events. The Senior Champagne Toast is happening the day before graduation, so we're really excited to honor some of our students again this year. The Student Recognition Gala is on April 26th. From 5 to 7 p.m. at Harts Hill Inn. So we're, of course, excited to honor some of our student leaders and thank them for all of their time with us and congratulate them on the opportunities that they've had. The Student Faculty Project Showcase is also happening on Friday, April 26th. So we are, again, really happy to acknowledge all of the research and successes of our students throughout the semester and throughout the year. Late Night Breakfast is happening again for this semester. I believe it's on April 29th, if I'm correct. It's a semesterly event that we're really excited to host again and looking forward to seeing all of the campus community come to celebrate our students and their successes and wish them luck for finals week. We also, and of course, our orientation team is always gearing up and getting ready for our orientation advisors to come back for orientation this fall. Lots of exciting things happening in the next few weeks. Our club funding board, we are super excited to end this semester with 35 active clubs on campus, which we believe is about 10 more than what we had last year, if our numbers are correct. 10 more than what we ended with last year. So we're really excited. We've had some new clubs this year, including skateboard club, pre-health club, and our Muslim Student Association are amongst some of our new clubs as well. Some of the recent events hosted by our clubs include our Halfway to Pride event, which was halfway to Pride Month, of course, hosted by our Poly Pride Club. The Multicultural Fashion Show is happening on Friday between our Jazz and Hip Hop Club and our Multicultural Student Union. The 3D printed Pinewood Derby is was hosted by our Design and Develop Club. The Combat Robots demo was hosted by our Robotics Club. You might not be able to see it. It's a resume building workshop, was hosted by our Entrepreneurs and Creatives for a Better World Club. And ballroom dance classes happen every week by our dance club on campus.
Great.
So some updates from the Student Athletic Advisory Committee that I have for you all. So you might not be able to see the top one either. It was recently D3 week on campus, and we were super happy to be able to celebrate some of our student athletes and showcase why they might have chosen a D3 campus. They also hosted Clash of the Classes, which is an event that they host for their student athletes for them to compete in several different games to celebrate being a student athlete and just have some fun with it. They also hosted trainer medkit events, so their trainers came in to show students in a more fun and engaging way about what it's like to be a trainer and educate them on some of the things that go into being a trainer. They also hosted a sticker campaign to entice some of our current students to come to their events and their games, their home games. So they gave away holographic stickers to any student that was attending their games. the creation of an Engage platform. So Engage is our online platform, for those that might not know, where students can go to view all events on campus. And so we actually put all of the home games on our Engage platform so that, again, we get more students to our home games and create the fanfare on campus. They also hosted Campus Cleanup Day, where they worked with our facilities to pick up sticks and just overall clean up after the winter season this year. SAC also had a huge contribution in athletics in general to our Day of Giving, which we're very happy about. Athletics is also hosting their awards banquet on April 22nd to honor their student athletes, everything from Rookie of the Year to Most Improved, anything like that. We also had a home playoff win for our men's volleyball team, which we are very excited to honor. So we also had a new coach this year for the men's volleyball team. So in their first season, this was a great accomplishment for them.
That's great.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions?
Anyone have any questions? I just want to say that the Giving Day, would you speak to that?
Absolutely. Thanks for
Andrea?
the opportunity. Sure. So last year, just as a reminder, we raised $184,000 through the generosity of all of you around this table, as well as our faculty, staff, students, certainly our alum and our corporate and external partners. This year, we raised over $210,000 to support a number of initiatives across the campus. So it was a great team effort, and I'm just incredibly proud and appreciative for everyone coming together on that special day.
And thank you to all who contributed from the College Council. We appreciate it. Does anyone have any other comments? I don't have a need for any executive session. Any comments? Or Michelle had a birthday yesterday and still went out with the provost, with me, the provost candidate, to dinner. So, and I embarrassed her a little bit because we sang happy birthday to her. But I want to say happy birthday because she did spend her birthday with us. So, you're welcome. Anything else? Anyone?
Actually, before we finish, I just want to acknowledge Bailey Wadsworth for her work this past year in supporting the students and also coming into weekly conversations, right, that have really been very helpful. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bailey. Anyone else? Jennifer, you want to say anything?
I would just add to what the president just said, that Bailey, the level of professionalism and kindness that she has brought to student government is amazing and will continue, because she's really prepared those folks she introduced to you to continue that level. And she did an excellent job on this presentation, so thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Bailey, and your whole team.
Thank you. Okay. That's the end of our College Council meeting. Our next College Council, Dan, do we know when that is? We don't have dates yet. Okay. So you'll be getting something from myself and Dan in the coming months. And I want to thank everyone for participating. And I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Motion, Keith, and Mitch will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we're adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.